Okay, so I wanted to talk about a spirit versus a poltergeist, and I kind of want to talk about something that doesn't involve tarot because I kind of just want to get away from that for a bit. And in my home, I've been experiencing just random objects just moving in front of me, and I know it's not a poltergeist because 9 times out of 10 it's not going to ever be a poltergeist for anybody, and it's usually a spirit of somebody that is trying to connect to you. Most of the time it's going to be somebody that you knew that had passed away, and it's like, like loved ones, friends, and anybody that you were connected to very deeply. And they'll try to get the attention of somebody who can pick up that they are there. And so in this case, instead of my other family members going through this, it's going to be me, because I'm the only one that can pretty much pick up where they're at, what they're trying to say. I guess they just kind of use me for a medium. But like, when I'm down, if I'm like thinking about something very heavily and I need to come back down to earth and snap out of what I'm thinking about, they will move something right in front of me. So like, normally I have my skateboard right here up against the wall, and times that are really just getting me when I'm like alone, they'll take the skateboard and they'll do that with it. They'll hit it up against like the shelf, and that really is there just to get my attention. And I was sitting in this chair one time, and I looked back, and we had like a pack of toilet paper up against the wall on the floor next to this dresser. That is actually the bedroom, and we just kind of kept it in there. And like, as soon as I looked, the packet of toilet paper, it moved. And so I wasn't the only one who had experienced that same object moving. My partner did too. He saw the very same thing as soon as he looked in there. And then he has this Matco flashlight that he had on the couch. No, it wasn't a Matco flashlight, it was just a regular black flashlight. It was like a metal one. And it rolled across the couch, like right in front of him, and he watched it. And one day, when I had my daughter over, we were in here, and objects were constantly just being moved, like heavily, in the little kitchen area right there. So yeah, I was scared at that point when I was over here, and I had always had experiences with objects just moving in front of me anyways, or around me. You're not gonna go crazy or anything. Like, that doesn't mean that you're crazy. You're not. These things are actually they're normal, everyday things that happen. And a lot of people like to talk about that poltergeists are the ones who move objects, but 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a loved one who has passed, or like just maybe some best friends, or like someone that you knew, somebody that you were close to. their spirit is right there with you, and they're just either having fun trying to spook you a little, or it's really just to grab your attention because there's something that you have to absolutely be completely present for. That's their way of snapping you out of heavy thoughts. And so it works, right? It works, right? You see something move right in front of you and there's no explanation for it, you're gonna be completely present. And the reason why this is so easy for them to do, and the reason why they get your attention in this way, if the mental energy is there that heavily, they will remind you that you are not the mind and you are not the body, because right now you're the same thing that they are. You just can't see their physical body anymore. You're a spirit. Believe it or not, you are a ghost as well. And so that's how we communicate, and everybody in existence has this ability to communicate with spirits and ghosts. And so they oftentimes like to open and close that door. But always grow a peace with it. You know, when you're alone and you want to develop this, you just start talking out loud. Think of somebody who's passed away that you really miss. And if you're seeing a lot of signs that remind you of them, chances are there's a high possibility that you can get them to move something right in front of you. And so my theory on how they can do this in that very moment is that spirits can transmute energy, like really heavy energy, into something that's a bit brighter and something that's more bright, like just a better energy in general. And so they take the heavy energy that you have. You feel tired all of a sudden from crying, right? Because they're doing this to snap you out of ego. Then they take that energy and they use it for you to either see them as a shadow, or like they'll use it to move something or make some kind of a noise, to knock on something. And so this is why a lot of times, like, if you're going like on a paranormal hunt or something like that, your phone's gonna lose power because they have to use that energy just to communicate with you. And so let them take that old stuck heavy energy from you, and you just let them use that to use it to get your attention, because 9 times out of 10 it's not a poltergeist. It's actually very difficult to be around a poltergeist. This only happens if you're going to these abandoned places and you're looking for it. Because a poltergeist is somebody who once was alive and they did not like people. They were very dark-spirited people, and they just hide away. They don't want anything to do with anybody, and so when they pass away, they go and they find these abandoned places purposefully, and they didn't even have to pass away or die in those places. They just go to these places. Usually it's not a graveyard. Graveyards normally have like a great energy to them. In fact, there's this large one that I like to go to downtown just so that I can use the Necrophonic app, which I need to start doing again, because I feel like the family there has been kind of egging me on to go back there just to talk to them. And it's really fun. When you really start to connect to them, it gets so much better. And you just can't be afraid of it. You can't be afraid of them. Not it, but them. In fact, I feel like as I'm talking into this camera, they're just surrounding me right now. Because I can just kind of see an aura. Like you'll see like kind of like a clear looking silhouette. Who else sees that? Like it's like a clear silhouette. Looks kind of clear. I wouldn't say it's like a black shadow or anything, although you can see that, but it's normally gonna be like a blob of energy. It's gonna be very like clear, or you're gonna be able to just see like a hint of an outline, or they can come up as like a mist, just kind of. But yeah, they try to help you by taking that old energy, and they try to use energy that's not just really heavy energy, and you can just, and then all of a sudden you're just gonna feel nice and empty and loosened up, and you're not gonna feel as anxious. So yeah, this is what I have to say about a poltergeist versus a spirit that's trying to get your attention. And I just wanted to talk about this because I really don't want to think about tarot right now. I feel very good talking to the camera. This is very therapeutic for me right now. And I'm wondering if anybody else has had this experience too, and you kind of found out who it was. So, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching, and hopefully it was entertaining to some extent. Bye!